G'day, it's Robbie again. Well, today we've got something a bit different. At a workshop of one of my viewers, a guy called Tony, and he's invited me down to have a bit of a look around and also pass on some materials for the furnace that I've got at home, try and improve that. So there's some binding agent and some cement, and yeah, grateful for that. And while I'm here, I thought I'll bring the camera and we'll have a bit of a quick look at quite a handy little workshop he's got here with plenty of gear in it, and yeah, you can come for the ride. So we'll have a quick look around and you can see how other people do it. Okay, let's get on with it. So here's a look at the other direction of the workshop, and you can see it's not huge, but it's very well set up, and it's mainly set up for knife making, which is what Tony does. And I'll show you some of the knives he's made. He's really good at it, and they're beautiful works of art. So yeah, I think Bill Baggins will be very interested to see what this is like. So this one's for you, Bill. Okay, let's look at some of the individual items we've got here. So first off, we've got a nice little Sieg lathe here. It's a 7x12 or a 7x14. It's a 7x15, Tony says. So there, that's a nice bit of gear, and he's got the digital readouts on the top and cross slide, quick change tool post. He's also got it set up with the ER40 collet chuck, which is something very, very handy to have, particularly if you're doing fine work like Tony is, making parts for knives and that. You have to be able to grip stuff without marking it, and that whole setup is perfect for that application. So yeah, a nice little lathe. Okay, and here we've got a nice little drill press. Once again, it's on the small side of things, but it's perfect for the sort of work that he's doing. Once again, you don't want anything too heavy, you know. Big can be bad for certain sorts of applications, so yep, in this case this is the sort of gear you need. I also brought over one of Bill Baggins' knives to show Tony, to see what he thought of it, and yeah, if you're out there, Bill, well, yep, I'm spreading the word. Okay, we'll move on. Here we've got some cloth buffs, which is basically something you do need for knife making. A grinder, once again, and it's got some sort of emery pad on the end there. We've also got a variety of heating ovens and tempering ovens here, which Tony made. I mean, he's done a great job on this. It looks very, very professional. And yeah, he's really gone the whole hog here to do this job properly. It's great to see. There's also an electric oven above that one. They're both electric, but the bottom one is homemade, and you wouldn't know it looking at it. It looks very, very good, but the top one is a commercial unit. So yeah, he's got a good setup here. Really nice. Okay, now here's the heater I'm mainly interested in looking at, which is made out of a 9 kg LPG bottle, similar to what I've got, but this is made for tempering knives, so it's basically a front loader, whereas mine's a top loader made from melting metal. But it's single burner LPG, or propane if you're in America, and it's ceramic fibre lined blanket with a binding agent on it, a rigidizer, and a refractory cement lining. So that's basically how I'll probably finish up doing mine after all the playing around I've done with it, trying various things. I think this is a lot more long-lasting setup. It looks to be doing the job quite nicely, so yeah, we'll be going that way on mine as well, I think. And here we have what's known as a radius master. It's a belt sander or a linisher. It's fully adjustable on, looks like both planes. Very similar to what Bill Bangers has got. It could even be the same, I'm not 100% sure. I saw the one in Bill's video and was pretty impressed with it, and this looks like a really nice bit of gear. So once again, if you're going to do this hobby and you want to do it, you know, high-end work, well, I think you need to have high-end equipment to do it and get the results. And certainly this is a well-equipped shop, and yeah, pretty impressive. And here we have a bandsaw that Tony's rigged up with a sliding table, which is a good idea. That way you can get nice, accurate cuts. It's a good size, quite handy. Yeah, yeah. So that's basically used for some of the handle work for the timber, for the grips. Okay, and here's the main area where Tony does all of his knife making work. And it's pretty interesting. He's got well illuminated. He's got a pretty interesting vise here, one that's a bit unusual to the regular vices, and it's got a pivoting base, so you can swivel the head, which, you know, not uncommon. But what it has got is you can pivot the jaws as well on the other plane, the other axis. So that is really, really handy, and the jaws are padded as well. So that's another good feature if you want to work on stuff and not mark it. That's a really, really good little vise. I like that. Yeah, and it's got a little angle bit on the back. Yeah, pretty good. Alright, now down the end here, Tony's also got the shed set up with heating and cooling, and he's got one of those diesel heaters that you see around the place these days, and that's what you can hear pumping away. And it's actually not bad on noise. It's pretty quiet. It's certainly not going to upset you, and it does a good job. So the workshop's really, really well set up, and yeah, he's got refrigerated air conditioning by the look of it as well. So hot weather or cold weather, this is the place to be for sure. Now let's look at some knives on the bench that he's got, and you can see the sort of work that Tony does. Right, well, here's some of the work that Tony's done, and as you can see, he does a fantastic job. There's a variety of styles here, and yeah, it ranges from Japanese tanto through to Damascus steel bladed knives, which look just superb. I mean, I really love that pattern. Looks fantastic. To it looks like a skinning knife. Beautiful, beautiful workmanship and use of colours. And I'm told that piece of timber in the handle is 80-year-old red gum, salvaged out of the bottom of the River Murray. So it's unique for sure, and it's a beautiful bit of timber. Yeah, excellent stuff. Alright, moving on. And here's a look at the other end of the workshop. You can see basically how it's all laid out. Compact, but very, very, very good. And yeah, it's always interesting to see how other people set themselves up and do it. And I like this workshop a lot. I think, considering the relatively small area, it's very, very well set up, and the knife making, there's everything here you could possibly want that will give you a good result. So thanks to Tony for letting me have a look around here, and yeah, I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you next time. Cheers.